So just taking a moment, maybe putting your hand on your heart and just breathing into this moment. And as you breathe in, you connect to that source of love, that source of peace, that source of divinity. And as you continue to breathe that in, you are filled. Seeing that love as it sparkles through your body, infilling to those deep, deep places where it enlightens you. And you see all of the amazing things that you are. How every little cell is pulsing with this light, is healing with this light, is in union with this light. And every little cell turns into muscles and nerve system and expresses in this beautiful being that you are. This source of God's love manifested as you. And you feel that love. For you are that love. And from that loving place, you fall back into those deep, deep arms that caress you, that hold you in a nurturing embrace, that tells you how amazing you are, what a miracle you are, and how you can do special things, amazing things. And you relax into that love in the silence. Mother, Father, God, we just say thank you. Thank you for reminding us of this union, of this divinity, this spark that lives within us, and for being ever present all around us in every blessed moment. And as we come back, we bring this love with us to this place and time, saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on.
So Juliet covered everything I was going to say, so are there any questions? Okay. Though you are inspiring me to do something we haven't done in a long time, can you stand up, please? So most of you know this. It's called Every Little Cell. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. And it's sung to the tune of Mama's Little Baby Love Shorten. Okay, so you ready? 1, 2, 3. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my... Yeah. Let's make believe you really believe this. And my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Thank you very much. All right. My mama claims she sang that song every morning. She made it to 90 something, so probably works. Anyway, hello. Hillary and I are finally feeling human. It's a long time coming. So we're just been outside a lot, enjoying the miracle of spring. Has anybody been out there? Wow, man, it's just like snow was there a second ago, and now there's flowers. I don't get it. It's pretty amazing. I don't, you know, our paintbrush, our Indian paintbrush. Somebody explain to me how the cells know to be green and then all of a sudden orange on the tips. What a miracle. I don't even know how to chew gum and walk at the same time. So I've been thinking about miracles. And you may know this quote. It's from Albert Einstein, who said that there are two ways, I better get this right. You don't want to misquote Albert Einstein. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Well, I hate to argue with Albert Einstein, but I really think there's a third way to live our life, and I actually think most people come under this category, and that is that some things are miracles, probably very few things, and most things are not. Would you agree that's how most people stand on the subject of miracles? Not you guys, of course. So, thinking about that, why do we look at some things as miracles and others as not? Well, I looked up the definition of the word miracle, and even the definitions support the idea that some things are miracles and others are not. Okay, so I'll read these two, so I don't want to misquote the dictionary. So miracles are either an extraordinary event manifesting divine intervention in human affairs. Obviously sounds like a sometimes thing, right? Or it's an extremely outstanding or unusual event. Again, a sometimes thing. Or it's any amazing or wonderful event. I thought about that, and I heard about this guy years ago who got hit by lightning, only got mildly injured, ducked out for about an hour, thought the storm was over, came out, got hit by lightning again. Would you call that a miracle, folks? Probably not, right? So it has to be a good thing, right, to be considered a miracle, I suppose. So I thought about this again, and unity principles, and I think unity principles support Einstein's two options, but not the third. It's either nothing is a miracle or everything is a miracle, right? I mean, and you could say nothing is a miracle because everything is natural law, right? Maybe we don't understand it all yet. Maybe we can't explain it all yet, right? You with me here? Your God self, or that spark of the divine that we each are, is not a sometimes thing, is it? It's either there or it isn't. As Ty would say, when it isn't, it wasn't it that left. That's a paraphrase of Ty. When love doesn't seem to be present, love didn't leave. Who left? We did. Okay, so if it's a sometimes thing, it's probably because we like leaving. Maybe we like leaving because we like coming back. I don't know, but but we do it, all right? So it's not like you have more or less of this divine spark than anybody else, and it's not like some things have more God than other things, right? So from this point of view, maybe nothing is a miracle. On the other hand, since God is the energy and the substance and the allness of everything, then you could say that everything, all human affairs, have a bit of divine intervention in them. Yes or yes? So therefore, everything is a miracle. Well, we covered that, didn't we? I favor the everything is a miracle point of view. What about you? Well, thank you very much. I can't say I always remember. How about you? We clap to that. Because if we really do own and believe and act as if everything's a miracle, then every moment becomes a miracle, right? Every moment becomes a wonderful, unusual, extraordinary moment. And how many of you have noticed that the truly extraordinary moments don't come announced? Like you don't read about them in the paper beforehand, do they? Better pay attention today. It's that extraordinary moment's going to come today. Right? We don't get pre-warning about those things. So the really cool thing about believing that everything is a miracle and that every moment is a miracle is maybe we would pay more attention. How many have we missed? I would say a lot. And again, what we tend to label as miracles aren't contrary to natural law. Again, we may not understand all of natural law. Would you agree that yesterday's miracle is today's cell phone? I mean, 20 years ago, would that have been a miracle? Maybe we could have done something about it then. But it's too late now. We got these miracles right here in our pocket. Right? And it's smarter than I am. That's a bit of a miracle. So you get what I'm saying here, right? We just label some things as miracles because they seem unusual or extraordinary. And maybe we label only some things as miracles because I think, I'll talk about myself, I have this illusion of sameness as a result of living under a brain. Anybody else? That our brains tend to tell us that the future is just going to be a continuation of the trajectory of the past, right? And so why would we pay attention? But is it? No, and it's a big surprise party. St. Augustine, in the 4th century AD, said miracles are not contrary to nature, only contrary to what we know about nature. And again, this idea that every day is the same schmutz, different day. Please don't say that to me, by the way. If I ask you how you're doing, I won't let you get away with it. All right? So, Paulo Coelho, you've read Paulo? Yeah, he said you can become blind by seeing each day as a similar one. Each day is a different one. Each day brings a miracle of its own. It's just a matter of paying attention to this miracle. Pablo Picasso said, everything is a miracle. It is a miracle that one does not dissolve in one's bath like a lump of sugar. That would be a bummer if it happened. So yeah, we go along thinking that the future is going to be the same as the past, and then something really unusual or something extraordinary happens. It gets our attention, and we call it a miracle. So maybe if we were paying attention, and maybe if we were aligning in consciousness with that divine spark more often, we would notice more miracles. We would notice each other as miracles. And wow, we might even notice ourselves as a miracle. A miracle is just a change in perception. A miracle, not seeing something as a miracle, is an error in perception. It's a misuse of our imagination. This is good news, folks, so you should be smiling. Excuse the should. This is good news because we can reframe our perceptions, can't we? Yeah. In Christian Science, which Unity flowed out of, a miracle is defined as a divinely natural phenomenon experienced humanly as the fulfillment of spiritual law. That's rather complicated, isn't it? I like St. Augustine's better. And A Course in Miracles says miracles are an example of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. And the Course in Miracles also say there's no order of magnitude in miracles. We might think that healing from cancer is more of a miracle than healing from a cold, but you know what? They don't know how to cure a cold, do they? How many of you have gotten over a cold in your life? How many of you have done it multitudinous times? What a miracle! What a miracle! But do we look at that as a miracle? I'm looking at it as a miracle after 3 weeks of having one. Yeah. And Jesus, of course, said, with God, all things are possible. They're all saying the same thing. With God consciousness, with aligning in consciousness, with changing our perceptions, with aligning our perceptions with what is. We notice what is already there. All the love in the universe, all the healing possibilities in the universe, all the love in the universe. I may have said that already. All the wisdom in the universe, all the power in the universe is present and available to all of us in every moment. Is that not a miracle? And the Buddha said, and I believe this is the best advice as far as what we can do to see everything as a miracle. He said, I am the miracle. And I don't think he was talking just about himself. What do you think? So can we say that? And maybe we will right now. I am the miracle. Ready? I am the miracle. And are you not a miracle? You don't know how to answer those questions, so don't bother. Yeses or no's, they don't. Are you not a miracle? If you say yes, then you're not. Excuse my grammar, but you are a miracle. I've told you this before. But when your mom and dad conceived you, something like 300 trillion different human beings could have resulted from that event. What are the odds of you being here? What are the odds of your mom and dad getting together? In my case, it seems like more than 1 in 300 trillion. But when their moms and dads conceived them, they were 1 in 300 trillion. Can you calculate the odds of all of us being in this room right now together? It is beyond hitting the lottery, folks. Way beyond. You'd rather hit the lottery, probably, but wow! And you're a miracle. You're sitting here. One of the things you're hopefully doing is listening to me right now, but you're also doing 420 octillion other things in every 1 second. Again, I remind you that most of us have difficulty at least consciously chewing gum and walking at the same time. 420 octillion, that's 420 with 24 zeros. Happening in your body in every 1 second. And you must agree, I don't care how schmutzy you might feel in the moment, that the great majority of those things are happening really well most of the time. Even when I had the crud for 3 weeks, that was like 419 with 9999999 things going on in my body perfectly well. Guess which one I was focused on? That's a miracle right there. You are a miracle. It is a miracle that you can eat a Twinkie and tomorrow you got Twinkie atoms that are making up you. Like a Twinkie atoms, part of your spleen, part of your brain, part of your heart. This is a reason not to eat Twinkies, by the way. But it doesn't matter. You have an incredible wisdom within you that knows how to take a Twinkie and break it down into Twinkie atoms and then rearrange those atoms into you. Wow. And according to Deepak Chopra, who I only quote because you might believe me, that was funny. 98%, listen to this, 98% of the atoms, see, your body's made of atoms. Everything in this universe is made of atoms, right? They're building blocks. But 98% of the ones that make up your body right now, in 3 months, will not be in you anymore. You exchange 98% of your atoms with the environment every 3 months, and yet you look in the mirror and it's like, well, there's an extra gray hair or two, but it still looks like me. That is a miracle, folks. And again, it's a miracle that we can create like God created us. Create. So again, when we don't see ourselves as a miracle, we are selling ourselves short, folks. And when we don't see ourselves as a miracle, it's really hard to see other people as a miracle, isn't it? And it's really hard to see everything as a miracle, let alone anything. So, are you willing to see yourself as a miracle? Are you willing to see yourself more as a miracle? Yeah, you know. Good. Good. So I know that you're doing a lot of the work already to see yourself as a miracle by at least once in a while identifying with the miracle that you are, with the divine spark that you are, with the God consciousness that you are. Like in meditation, we can assume that identity. Right? We can identify more and more and more with that which we are. That which we are in truth. With the life that we are, as Eckhart Tolle would say. Not necessarily the life we have, but the life we are. Because the life we are is pure love. The life we are is pure wisdom. The life we are is a miracle. And that miracle is always unfolding, always, in us, around us. I think if we saw ourselves as a miracle, we would pay a lot more attention to life. And even though we don't hear on the news about extraordinary moments coming, we're going to be there much more often. We're going to miss far fewer of those. So yeah, continue the meditation, continue the work to identify more with it. But I'm suggesting maybe you start each and every day with an intention and maybe even saying an affirmation that today I am going to know that I am a miracle. And I'm going to act like a miracle. And if that's too big, then I could say, I am willing today to learn or to discover just a little more about the miracle that I am. How would that be? And then, for extra credit, since I'm always giving you opportunities for extra credit, you can, use your little miracle cell phone and download the thing on your Insight timer to go off once an hour, like a beautiful Tibetan gong. And once an hour, you stop whatever you're doing. And if there's people with you, engage them in this. Believe me, I don't think they'll mind. Just a quick affirmation that I am a miracle. That I am the creative energy of this universe. Wouldn't that be a lot better than Yeah, I won't even say it. Anything else? Thank you, Carol. Let's save time. Yes. And if we're in a hard place, then instead of, I've told myself so many times in my life, I need a miracle. That's a song by the Grateful Dead, by the way. I need a miracle every day. I'm waiting for a miracle. So instead of waiting for miracles, how about we just become the miracle? How about we just affirm that all things are possible when I see myself in truth as a miracle? That I deserve to be this miracle, and that I deserve to see miracles unfolding in this circumstance and in my life right now. Sounds good. Can we do that? What's my next question? Will we do that? Yeah, that's that one only you can answer. Yeah. I'm going to lay down the sword and shield. And we can give thanks right. We can give thanks right now. In fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we just close our eyes? Affirming to ourselves right now that yes, indeed, I am a miracle. I am the creative energy of this universe. With this knowing and connected to this knowing and being this knowing, all things are possible. It doesn't say some things. All things are possible. And we can give thanks because we know in our hearts, we know the truth of this. And we know that it is unfolding. That truth is unfolding right here and now in every moment. Give great thanks for the miracles that we are. Yeah. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. You can open your eyes now. Sometimes I forget to have you open your eyes. Some of you drive home probably with your eyes closed.
Thank you, Stu. We celebrate the miracle of you. We'd love to see today who's joining us on Zoom.